Hey, we are live.
Yeah, it says we're live. Cool.
This
Hello,
is awesome.
everyone. Yeah, I think it's gonna take a little bit for folks to pop in here, but I can do an introduction, and we can do an introduction in a little bit as well, a few minutes after folks come in. My name's Greg Rutkowski, and I'm the creator of Agent Arcade.
All right, and this is me, Human from Toolhouse. We are today here with you with the mini challenge from Toolhouse and our Agent Arcade. We have Greg with us today to walk us through the challenge, what we're expecting, and I guess folks are going to show up on our live stream soon. So you can drop your questions, we can get the questions and kick this thing off.
Yeah.
All right, I see one people watching us, so I guess people are going to add up.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I guess as we're waiting for folks to stream in, anything interesting you've seen in the news in the last couple days?
I see you, Frank. Frank is here.
Hi, Frank.
All right. Make sure to join our Discord. This is where we're gonna take care of the event. Any questions, anything you want to help out with, we're there. How do you want to do it this, Greg? How do you want me to start, or you wanna?
Well, let's talk a little bit about the challenge and what we're doing here. Yeah, I'm excited for the challenge. I'm really excited to see what people are going to build using Toolhouse and what they're going to publish to Agent Arcade. A little bit about the platform. I think probably a lot of the participants are really familiar with Toolhouse because it's an amazing tool for building agents. Agent Arcade is a new system that I'm building, and I was something I saw a need for because it looks like today all the technology and all the capabilities for AI and all the financial reward for that are kind of going to like a few big companies, right? You think about where we could be in a couple years where all the cool things being done in AI are done by like Anthropic and OpenAI, and eventually like they're the ones that people are going to have do all their work. And I wanted to build something where individual creators have like a role in that marketplace in the future, where it's not just like a few big companies, but all of us can create agents and offer them for hire, and also make an income creating our own agents and publishing them. So that's why I built Agent Arcade. I've had friends kind of compare it, call it the Etsy of AI. so,
Oh wow.
so that's
Okay.
the intent. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, so I love the idea. It gives me the 80s vibes of like having some experts showing up at your house, fixing some stuff, and you have the human in the loop. That's what I love about
Yes.
Agent Arcade. And you can set your own price, but
Yep.
just like giving some endpoints, you're making development so much easier. So this is really cool, and I can't wait like to see what people build with Toolhouse and
Yes.
Agent Arcade. And let me show you how the Toolhouse platform works. Let's start with that so we can dive in more into the Agent
Mhm.
Arcade. So I'm gonna share you my screen, and I'm gonna show you the beautiful dark mode that our team just released. So shout out to Orly, shout out to Daniela. This
Yeah, it looks
dark
great.
mode, yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. So when you get into Toolhouse after you sign up, you have the left sidebar, so you can choose what you want to do, and most of the happenings are gonna happen in Agent Studio. And when you enter Agent Studio, you can create new agent. You click that button, and then you load in your prompt. It can be anything that is related to the MCP servers we have at Toolhouse. So you can go to the MCP servers. If you open that up, you're gonna see the tools, function calling, whatever you like to call them. I like to call them MCPs, but yeah, so you can use all of these tools we have on the store without having you to implement anything and then have it hooked into your AI applications. So you can go into the Agent Studio, write a prompt, and then have those MCP server do the job for you. You don't have to build it from the scratch. So here I'm saying search X for latest tweets from sunglasses face. So you just give it an ID of a Twitter person who's Orly, our professional and yet humble CTO. So you do that, and then MCP server will get some results for you to call a tool or something, and then you're gonna see your agent output right here. So you can see it got the conversation, it got the ID from the tweet, and then you can continue and deploy this agent. So you can click continue. You got the deploy link with the curl command, or you can schedule it. One cool thing we have is, so I'm just getting tweets from a single guy, but I can create a variable here, and it can be like the username. So this username makes it customized for you. So your prompt is not gonna do some, like, have this bot behavior on some one person and pinging Twitter for just one person. You can customize it for different usernames and different use cases. So you can input different names and then get tweets from that person. So you can adjust that and then have your agents scheduled on daily basis or some intervals, and then you're happy with your life. You don't have to implement anything. And this is what we do at Toolhouse. This is the mission. You need something, you get something, and you do it. And yeah, that's pretty much my amazing, not yet fantastic presentation about Toolhouse. I'm gonna leave the floor to you, Greg, to show us
Great.
Agent Arcade, whatever agenda you have for this event,
Yeah.
what you like to see. Take it
Yeah.
off.
Sounds good. Yeah, I'll give a quick overview of Agent Arcade. If you go ahead and pop up my screen, I'll
Yep.
give you all a quick interview. So the first thing there, everyone participating in the hackathon, go ahead and get an Agent Arcade account. You go to agentarcade.net, and then you can log in with like Google or Microsoft, or just create a local account if you don't want to use any of those. Once you have an account for this hackathon, you'll need an agency. So that's as simple as just messaging me on Discord and saying, hey, I signed up. Here's my email address, or here's my profile on Agent Arcade, and I'll go ahead and provision you with an agency. So with an agency, you'll want to just set up some basic stuff in your agency. Like, you can change your name if you want. You can also set a logo, and then you can put a markdown description in, so that when people look at your agents, they see, a nice description for your agency. But let's talk about, for the hackathon, how you're going to publish one of these cool Toolhouse agents to Agent Arcade. So we'll look at one that I've written here, Surf Sage. If you looked at the video before, this is the one I usually cover when I'm giving a tutorial on how to publish to Agent Arcade. We'll look at how it's set up here in the Agent Studio. And I'll go in here. So there's a couple things you need to, it's really easy to integrate this with Agent Arcade, but there's a few things you need to know. One is Agent Arcade will automatically push two variables up to Toolhouse when you integrate with it. It'll send the message, which is what the user's first message is when they're using Agent Arcade, and then it'll set the current date. So current date is helpful for if you're asking it to say, look up current events, things of that nature, then your agent in Toolhouse will be able to know what the date is and use that. So you've got your prompt in here, you've got these two variables set, and then you need to go grab the agent ID, which is part of the URL in Toolhouse. And it looks like a UUID, like a numbers and letters with dashes in between. And those are the things you need to do for setting up your agent in Toolhouse. And then in Agent Arcade. So when you're in your agency, i.e. that agency button up here, you'll see an Add Agent button, and you'll click that to create your agent, to connect it to Toolhouse. But I'll show you a pre-configured agent. All right. And so this is how it's configured in Agent Arcade to talk to Toolhouse. So you put in the typical things that you would put in if you're listing an agent, right? You've got a name and a description. The description here also supports Markdown, so you can make it format nicely. Intro text is going to be like what the user is told when they go and use the agent. And then you'll need to put in, you can also put a logo as well. So that's a good thing to have there as well. And those are kind of the things that are shown on the listing page for the agent on Agent Arcade. But then the actual integration parts of talking to Toolhouse, you'll need to put in your API key for Toolhouse. You'll pick protocol Toolhouse agent. Endpoint will be the Toolhouse API endpoint. And then this is the part that connects it up to from Agent Arcade to Toolhouse, you have to give it a little extra data here, which is a JSON object that tells it the chat ID and provides that UUID that you had in Toolhouse. So once you've got all that in there, you can hit Save Changes there. And then to test your agent, make sure it's working in Agent Arcade. You do admin hire, and that gives you a free contract to your agent. And then you get, a very typical chat UI to go and interact with your agent. And I'm going to go get the surf report for my local beach here, Pacific Beach. I'm in San Diego. So what it's doing now is Agent Arcade is calling that agent that we set up in Toolhouse. And that agent is running tools like web search and web retrieval to go retrieve a surf report from a few different sites and then generate a nice response for me. And we'll see these responses in agent runs. So this is a thing you can check into. Yeah, and looks like it completed. And if I go back to here, yeah, there it is. So that's one thing you can check. You can see the status of the runs over here in Toolhouse. And also you see the chat in here. So once you're happy with how this is working, or let's say it's not working, we can go look at the admin page for that agent. And we'll see agent logs right here. Because it's working, I got a log that it was successful and it gave a message. But if your agent is not working, let's say you have the wrong, you didn't set the API key correctly, or the Toolhouse, there's a typo somewhere, you'll get a message in here that'll give you an error message. So if we're happy that this is working well, which it is, you can then add contracts to your agent. So if you want people to just use it for free, you can set a free contract and pick free for the currency, and that'll let people use it for free. For all these contracts, you can set like a duration. You can just have it for a few hours. You can have it for a month by setting 30 days. But then if you wanted to charge for this, you can actually pick one of the currencies we support. So for more expensive agents, like if you want to charge more than, say, $5 for someone to rent this agent, I would recommend you use dollars. But for smaller amounts, you use credits. And it's better because it's around how the transaction fees work when someone buys things. You get a higher percentage if you're using credits for a smaller amount as a agent creator. So you could just like add it in here, and then that allows people to hire this agent. One last thing, once you're happy with how the agent is set up and you've got the agent's the contracts in there, is go ahead and click published here. And so when you have published here, then it's going to show up in the main agents page. So if I go over to agents here and I search for surf, there it is. That's available. And I'll show you too, as well as someone hiring the agent. This is what a user would see. This is a different agent, but to give you a feel for what the user would see on the listing. And the other thing you want to do as well, okay, let me just go over this real quick. So the user will hit hire agent, and then they'll get the choice of the contracts. So if you have it just for free, they can pick a free contract. Otherwise, they can get a pay contract. Another thing you'll want to do is add sample chats. So you can see a sample chat here. And that allows people who are going to rent your agent to see typical interactions. And to do that, you go into your workspaces. Like I was just in this chat right here. if I go into workspaces, I see the chat right here, and I can click this make sample chat button, and then that'll make this chat available to people who might want to use this agent to see what a typical interaction is with the agent. So I think that's just about everything to cover on how to publish to Agent Arcade. One other thing, once you've published, if you have pay contracts, message me, because for paid contracts, I like to review the agents and approve that, make sure it's all just working as expected, so that we can assure people that when they pay for an agent that it's going to be a good experience. So that's about everything on the Agent Arcade side. What do you think,
That
man?
was that was great. That was great. I like the sample chat. The sample chat, like, you're always getting to these agents and you don't know, okay, what can it do for me? Like, what is up with it? So you got the
Yes.
sample chat. That's great. And yeah, I love everything. Oh, I just remember one point, that if people sign up, will they be able to publish their agents, or they have to hit us up on Discord? How does that work for them?
Um, so once they sign up to have an agency, they need to reach out to me, and I'll click the button that gives them an agency to go. And then once they've got that agency, they're able to publish agents. And
All
if
right.
it's a free agent, it's totally self-service. Um, they don't have to reach out again. But if it is an agent that they want to charge for, then they just need to reach out to me to do a quick review of it, make sure it's working right, and then I click a button to allow paid contracts for that agent.
That's awesome. And we got the experiment labs approval. This is cool.
Cool, nice.
Awesome. And I don't see any questions in the comments. I just see, what about A to A? Well,
Oh,
I
yep, that's coming.
yeah,
Oh,
that's let's take this, Greg. I leave you to it. So
yeah.
yeah, we don't see A to A part of this like competition, but
Mhm.
still valid, right? Agents can
Yep.
talk to each other.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really exciting capability as it gets adopted out there, and I'm really excited to. I mean, I'm going to refactor my platform to actually just do A to A in the background, and everything's going to be an A to A interaction. And I'm really excited about providing. Yes, it'll every agent published to the platform, once I get this feature out there, will have an A to A endpoint, and every user of the platform will have an API key where they'll be able to call any agent that they've got a contract with on the platform via A to A.
Oh wow.
So it's going to be really cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. This is cool. And do we have anything else to cover, or are we ready to kick this off and see what people come up with? Did we cover everything?
One other thing I wanted to note: there is you can go hire for free a chat bot specific to this hackathon on Agent Arcade.
Oh wow,
So
that was a surprise. Okay.
yeah, when you start implementing things, you run into questions about the hackathon. When does it end? What are the prizes? You can go hire this agent and have a chat with it on uh,
On
on
agentarcade.net.
yeah.
Yep.
So that's really cool. Yeah, there's a bunch of additional questions on here. So let's see.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I'll let you answer the one about MCP servers in
Well,
Toolhouse.
yeah.
Or
What about MCP servers not in Toolhouse? So that's a great question. We got the MCP editor. So if you're already in our private beta, you can submit your MCPs to our cloud and we can approve it for you so you can work with it. But if you don't have an MCP server in Toolhouse, too bad, because this event is about making Toolhouse agents, deploying them on Agent Arcade. So maybe this is not the proper place to be, but we would like to see you. Like, maybe my idea: use one MCP server from Toolhouse, add the other one from yours, and then let's see what's up with it, right? So you can get in and be involved. So sorry, Frank, that's the deal. We got another one.
yeah, there's a couple other questions on here. Does the agency remain forever? Yes, once you've published on the platform, you have full control over the agents you publish. So you can offer it on the platform forever. You can update the agents. Obviously, you're welcome we encourage you to build more agents and offer a whole bunch of agents on the platform. So yes, you have full control of it.
Can we use editors or agents only? I'm not sure quite
Yeah, I
getting
guess
it.
explain a little bit more what you think, what you're thinking on the editors. experiment. Yeah.
Oh, maybe a Toolhouse God mode agent. Toolhouse calling other MCP servers. Well, too bad we don't have Orly here. Maybe this is already cooking in the oven. So I'm not getting ahead of myself. Maybe we got that cooking.
Yeah, that would be cool. I know y'all are adding features to it just every week. There's like something new. So
Yeah, they don't sleep. They don't sleep. The developer team at the Toolhouse, they don't sleep. All right.
all right. So cool. Everyone here, if you haven't already reached out to me for an agency, please do, and I'll go get you provisioned. I published some office hours in Discord there, roughly California time. I'll be around after this call, so I'm happy to hop on a Discord video call with anyone who has questions. And then I'll be around 4 p.m. California time. I put the links in Discord, and there they will adjust to your time zone. So I'll be around this afternoon for a bit, tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, and then of course we have the awards coming up on Sunday morning.
All
Yeah,
right.
I'm excited.
And we do all the announcements in Hackathon channel. So make sure you're there. If you need anything, let us know. And we honestly, let's check out the comments. We don't have comments. And I personally can't wait to see what you guys build. It's going to be awesome. And Greg, if you don't have anything to cover, I guess we've done the kickoff and see what the
Yeah,
people are. Yeah.
sounds good. I'm really excited to see what everyone builds for this hackathon.
All right, folks. We see you in our Discord. We talk and chat. Have a good one. Make some amazing stuff.
All right, see you soon.
Bye
Bye,
bye.
everyone.